So as soon as the email ID is registered as a user, it won't throw any error message. But if you are entering the email address which is not registered as a user, then you ought to configure in the organization-wide default email address. It cannot be a user, just an email address. So just click on the organization-wide email address. Here you can add the new email. So which are all the profile can use this email address. You can put the name and you can put the email address. As soon as if you save it, the system will send the activation code. You need to put the activation code to validate the email address. But let me save like my email ID and see like whether it's running. Yeah. Email template is not found. So basically like I'm going to use the email template. So I think like the standard email template is available. So I'm going to use the standard email template. Where is that? New member, community new member. These are all the community. These are all the community. Support. Self-service user registrations, case registrations. Okay. So I'm going to use this one, Salesforce new customer email. So let it be. Save. You can modify the template actually. Yeah. So now this email address is already registered. That's why like it's not throwing any error message. If you enter a different email address, if that is not registered in Salesforce, then you need to add into the either as a user or as a OWD, organization-wide email address. Okay, like this, you can have a multiple rule entries. Okay, now make sure the rule is active. So whenever if you go and create a new lead, so let's say if I go and create a new lead, okay. Still I didn't receive it. Let me see whether the record is created or not. But if there is any duplicate entry created, yeah, sometimes like, yeah, it won't create a record also. So basically today's leads, yeah, because of the duplicate email, the system is not allowing. So let me delete this and recreate one. Okay. Yeah. So training 2020 service.salesforce.com, company name, full email address, testing another web tool lead. Okay, and let me see first of all the record get created in Salesforce. Yes. Yeah, it get created. And see, there is a one email already sent to a client. Now if I look at here, see, dear training. So this is the sample template which we choose. Yeah. So this template can be modified and it's coming from where, like which email address? It's coming from my email address, the one which I put it. So I put it like a Salesforce training and this is a email like, yeah. Okay. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Yeah, the thing is, we can give different types of rules, right? One based on preferences. But can we able to use different this email templates for each rule, or only one template we can use for everything?
So if you, as soon as if you create a new order, like you can use from email, different
Okay, whenever we create different rules, it will change.
Yeah, not we are not creating a rule, we are using the entries. Rule entries we are creating, not creating the rule.
Okay.
Rule is just a single, but you can create a multiple rule entries. So based on the conditions. So let's say lead country equal to India, use like this so and so email and so and so template. If lead country is equal to the registered country is equal to UK, go ahead with a different email and different, yeah, from email address is different and the template also different.
Okay, got it.
So depends on the requirement. So
Okay, thank you so much.
yeah, any other questions? Hello.
No, Sampath.
Okay, so that's all for the auto response rule. As soon as the either case is created or lead is created, the auto response rule will fire immediately and send a email to a client saying that like, yeah, based on our template definition, it will say. The next one is assignment rule. What is mean by assignment rule? So assignment rule will help you to assign the record, that particular lead record into a different internal users. So let me just show you the assignment rule. So lead assignment rule. See, there is a one standard assignment rule. So already available, actually standard assignment rule already exists. As soon as the lead country is equal to USA, US or USA or United States or United States of America, all this assigned to so and so users and send an email to that particular user. Same way, if the lead country is not equal to all this, assigned to so and so users and send an email to. So if I edit this, if you can put an email template as well. So at the moment there is no email template. If lead country is not equal to this, then send an email. Like basically this particular lead record we assign to different users. Let's say like if I go for if I want to assign to Bhaskar, yeah, Bhaskar does not have a permissions. Basically maybe he is in the platform users. That's why maybe like I will go for which user will have a Salesforce licenses. Yeah. So I think it was Vanita, right? So at the moment Vanita is like a Salesforce licenses, so she can use it. Like now, as soon as the lead is created, if the lead country is not equal to any of this, then that lead is assigned to this user automatically. Just give me 1 minute, huh? I'll be back.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm back. Yeah. So so basically what will happen? So whenever like the criteria is satisfied, like the condition is met, accordingly the users lead owner, at the moment it's come to me, the lead owner will change automatically based on the assignment rule. Let's say, what is your name on this? I'm sure like, yeah, I'm not a, no, the email ID.
PH.
Yeah, this user does not have a permission basically. What is that?
Um, You're asking mine, Sampath?
Your name, yeah.
It's PHX.
Starting letter?
PHX.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
gone. Sorry. See here. So it will, once the lead get created, it will change the user like automatically to this user. Then whether do you want to send an email notification to this user saying that like a new lead has been created in our company, you can enable this send email. So user will get an email notification also. As soon as the new lead is assigned to that user, they will get an email notification if you enable it. And if you want to reorder it, you can reorder it, like execute this first condition, second condition, like this. Like, yeah, you can put a different orders. Okay. So again, this can be done using workflows itself, right? You can use the workflow to achieve the same thing. But instead of workflow, Salesforce giving an option like the standard functionality for lead object. This is only for lead object and a case object. There is a case assignment rule and there is a lead assignment rule, nothing else. The topic assignment is different. That is a trigger basically, it's not a rules. So only these two available. This is for Sales Cloud, this is for Service Cloud. Okay.
What about if we want to do for the custom Sampath, we have to go for workflow, huh?
Yeah, that's why it's no. So you can use the automation tool, any of the tools to do achieve the same thing.
Okay. Just for the standard object, like web and
Even like for lead object, if you don't like this rule, like you can use the workflow rule or process builder or flow to achieve the same thing.
okay.
See why they given this future means, let's say if you go for a professional editions, in professional edition we have it. If you go for a group editions, in group editions there is no process builder, no workflows, no flows. So basically you cannot use any of the automation tool in the essential edition or group editions. So at that time, if you have a lead object in the essential editions, then you have to go for an assignment rule or auto response rules. So that is the main reason Salesforce introduced this functionality for lead object and case objects, because lead object available on across all the editions, including like a contact manager edition, group edition, essential editions. Okay. Fine. So now the next one is email to case. It's same logic. So we'll go for a web to case first, and then escalation rule. First, let's create a web to case. Then case also we have a auto response rule, assignment rule. Then we have a escalation rule additionally in case object. So basically escalation rule means, so case means basically like if there is a problem, right? So let's say like you bought a laptop, the laptop is not working due to some reason, you go and raise a complaints. So as soon as raise a complaints, you will get auto response using the auto response rule. You will get an email, and also the problems assigned to one of the internal users based on their expert. So based on the problem, like a laptop problem or mouse problem or keyboard problems. So based on your problem, the subject name, the system will identify the users. Whatever you defined in the assignment rule, it will identify the users and assign that user automatically. If the user is not able to resolve for 1 day or 2 day, you can have a time period for each problems. So if the problem is I category, it has to be resolved for within 4 hours. If it's not resolved for within 4 hours, then you can escalate to a different person. So you can put a escalation rule. The escalation rule will escalate into a higher managers. So you can set up that in Salesforce. So before that, let's go on to create a web to case. So to generate the web to case, again, just go for setup. So web to case, HTML generator, not this one, use this. So contact name, email, phone, subject, descriptions. And the return URL, I'm going to use visibility self-service portal, yes. And return URL will be https://lightful.com generate. This is again the same code. I'm going to copy, file, new, and save web to case.html. Okay, so let me open that case module now. So I will put my name. let me check like if there is any contact name associated my name. So if I go to a contact, is there any contact name associated to my name? No. Let's take like this email ID. Okay. I'm going to enter this email ID. Sorry. Yep. So copy, paste. And the name, I'm going to, even if you put a wrong name, it will pick automatically this name. So let's put something like name, phone number, subject, problem with the mouse. After connecting to the laptop, it's not working. Laptop, mouse pointer, it's not showing up. Okay, submit. Okay, so once if you register it, it will create a case in Salesforce. So click on the case object, today case. Okay, there is no case, all open case. See here, problem with the mouse. It's today created. And you see the name, even if you put the different name, but it's take like, yeah, contact name based on the email ID, it will match the contact. It will go and search the contact record and it will populate all the values. But in the web name, I entered this. This is a web email address. This is a web name, I enter it. But it matches to the contact, this contact, because this email is found on this particular contact. So that's why it took all the contact informations and it mapped over here. And then here is the subject and here is the problem. So as soon as the case is created, the system will send an email. See here, case created, and there is a case auto response rule. Already there is an auto response rule in place. So thanks for submitting your questions. So the email already sent to the customers. So the email sent to this customer saying that thanks for submitting your questions. This is your case number. And yeah, the customer advocate will get back to you within the next 24 hours.
And it's been automatically generated that case number as well, Sampath. How does it work? Like?
Yeah, so here like the record number, basically case number is the record number. This is the number.
Oh, okay.
It's auto number in Salesforce.
Okay.
So auto number like will generate and then it put automatically the numbers over here. Okay. Now, because the case assignment rule already is in place, that's why like if I go for a case auto response rule or assignment rule, okay, the system will send like automatically. But yeah, there is no assignment rule. But again, based on the services, case services, the system will send already email. I can see it over here. So there is a one email sent to client. And the case owner will be using assignment rule. There is a one assignment rule. It's assigned to a blank value to Sampath Arjunan. So if I look for an assignment rule, yeah, that is the one. They put like a lot of different conditions. So based on at the moment, like only myself as a user, right? So any conditions like is assigned to me only. Now, if I look at the escalation rule, so there is no case escalations. Basically, you can set up the escalation rule. Where is escalations rule? Object, case, yep, all the layout, I'm fine. So escalation rules. There is a one rule. Similar, how auto response rule, assignment rule, the same way you can create an escalation rule, and each rule will have a entries. So now if I go for first rule, see here, this is the rule. Account billing address is equal to USA, United States of America, and the SLA is equal to platinum, and the case priority is equal to I, means it has to resolve within 2 hours, 0 minutes. If it's not resolved, it will notify the myself. So you can have it like a different person. So here, the age over, basically the case age over is 2 hours basically. This is hours and this is minutes. So if 2 hours, the case is not resolved, immediately the record is assigned to so-and-so users and notify the so-and-so user with these other templates. And do you want to send the case owner notification also? You can set up like a case owner notification also. And not only this, you can configure like additional one more, like let's say after 4 hours still is not resolved, then notify with the different users, let's say like user and with this template. Basically I am assigning, okay, I auto reassign to the owner will be that's why like the responsible auto reassign rule, reassign the user to this user and notify which user you want to notify. So you can put the notification users with the different user with the different email template. Yeah, so I don't want this, I'm deleting it. So
And
like that,
email fields as well. You can send 5 emails or something other in the bottom.
that is like a custom email address you can set up. If suppose if you want an email copy of that, because maybe employee will say I didn't receive an email, they will complain. So I didn't receive an email, I don't know about this case. But for that you can have a one copy in your email template, like
okay.
So let's say like if I go for here, you can enter maximum 5 email ID comma separated. So in the company, if you have any dummy email address, to have a copy, one copy of the outgoing email or incoming email, just for reference.
Okay.
You can enter it. So nobody knows. Basically, it's a carbon copy.
All right.
Okay. So that like you can go and validate. See here, like we got an email from system and there is a one copy. The same copy sent to you as well. Where is that your copy? You can ask your client. Maybe like he deleted it or yeah. So that's all for the escalation rule. And the final one is email to case. So again, this is just for our practice. There is no exam question, nothing. So whenever like the customer send a problem to a specific email address, the system will create automatically a case in Salesforce. So see, instead of this form, we used web to case form, right? Instead of this form, customer can send an email to the email address, specific email address. So as soon as the email is received, based on the email to case functions, the system will go and create a case automatically. So it will take the subject, it will take the content and create a case and insert into Salesforce automatically via email. So to do that, quickly I'll show you and then we'll wrap it up. So yeah. So for that, you need to have a Gmail administrator, like your email administrator, then only you can do it. So I will say email to case. So here, as soon as the email is received, it will process and it will create a record. So I will show you that. Okay, enable email to case, yes. Notify the case owner on a new case, yes. And enable HTML email. And email to case must be enabled before can enable these on-demand services. I don't want on-demand services because on-demand services basically like it will give you a lot of options. So if you want, you can enable it. So bounce email will get a notification. So yeah. Now what you need to do, you need to configure the routing address. So basically, which email address it has to create a case. So what I will do, instead of Sambat Salesforce, I will go ahead with the service one. Okay. So on the administrator settings, so you ought to create port forwarding settings basically. Okay, So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to create this email address. So routing name is support Salesforce or service Salesforce. Okay, this is my email address. Save email address, no need anything. You don't want to create a users and you want to assign to a users case settings. No need actually, let it be. Yeah, save. Sorry, case origin from email. So here, once if we created, this is your email address, forwarding email address. Now just copy this email address. This is the forwarding email address. So copy this and add it into your Gmail ID. So over here. Next. I'll say proceed. So as soon as if you enter it, enter the email address, added the forward email address, it's you need to enter the verification code. Basically, the verification code sent to Salesforce as a case. So if you go to the case record, so if you look for it, all open cases. So here there is a new case get created. In this case detail page, you will have the activation code. See here the confirmation code. Copy this confirmation code and enter it in your Gmail. That's it. It get verified now. Now I am going to say forward copy of incoming email ID to this email address and keep on copy in Gmail as well. So I enabled it and save settings. Now, can someone send an email to this email ID? So let's say about like maybe there is issue in the computer or there is issue in the Salesforce training, like yeah. So could you please send an email to this email ID? So I will just put this email address in the chat window. Sorry, use like only the email address, so not the name. So yeah, I'm just sending another one more. Yeah. So put the subject and put the body of the text, and that's it. Yeah. Instead of checking with you guys, I'm going to send myself. Okay. So I'm sorry. Just I'm sending myself.
I just sent Sampath.
Okay. So even I send it.
Okay.
See here, laptop is not working. There is a one email.
Yeah, I just sent now.
So I just received it. Yeah. So as soon as I received, there are two. I received two. Now if I go back to the system in Salesforce, and if I look at all opened case, see here, laptop is not working. The testing is not testing. Both case will get created. So this is the web email, this is a web name, and this is the date, and the subject is laptop is not working. The laptop getting crashed when power is down. Yeah, yeah, and there is a one response email automatically. Like there is a one response email sent. So if you want to reply, there is no response email at the moment. So, but again, if you want to reply, you can reply from here itself. So you can put the subjects and then you can reply. So if I put like a testing response, See, I can see testing response and it's sent.
Yeah, I got it.
Yep. So like that, you can. So there is another one more email. Yeah, I got that like a testing response. From my email ID, I sent to mine, I think. Yeah. So the similar way, whenever like the new email is get created, so if you receive a email from your inbox, it will create automatically case in Salesforce. Yeah, like that you can set up your email to case functionality. Now I'm going to delete that functionality because otherwise like my Salesforce system will get filled. So to delete that, I will go here. I'm going to remove basically this drop down, remove, click OK. That's it. And save it. Make sure like you saved it, then the banner gone actually. So the top banner will gone. Otherwise, like yeah, your Salesforce system will get filled because you have very less records. So immediately, sooner it will get filled. Yeah. Okay. Any other questions?
So what about queues, Sampath? Actually, can we use queues in this replicas and everything?
Even you can create a queue in case object or any other objects, but we can go through it like a public group and a queue separately. Yeah.
Okay.
Any other questions?
No, Sampath.
Okay. So I think like yeah, if there is no questions, so I think we are done. So let's connect like so when is that?
Thursday.
Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. And during that time, like I will go through it. So the support process additionally, managing the support process. And then yeah, public group and the queue. Where is that like the topic? Okay. After finishing that, we'll go through it one by one. If something like we missed, we'll go through it. Yeah, we'll go through it.
Sampath, we are yet to do the reports and dashboards, right?
Yes. So we have to do the report and dashboard. It may take like 1 or 2 days. Yeah. I'm going to cover. Yeah. After finishing the topics, we'll cover.
Sampath, we haven't discussed about Workbench. Do we really use in real-time scenario?
No, I would say like we are not using that much, but yeah, I'm happy to cover that like a workbench. So we'll mark like one topic. So yeah, first after finishing all the topics, we will go through like what are the topic you would like to cover. Like I'm happy to go through that. Like yeah, so similar like workbench. So email to K, like let's say public group queue. So
Actually, here we use Workbench, Sampath.
so workbench will be used to identify the records, basically like a number of how many records are there. Like so, if I go for an workbench, so this is again kind of admin tool where he can go and query the record. So now in case object, do you know like how many records are there? Or employee and customer objects, do you know how many records are there? Like employee object, do you know how many records are there? So what you need to do, you have to create a report and you need to see it, right? Or you have to go through it like how many records are there. So for that, but if you use the workbench, there is a query options, SQL query, where you can choose the objects. How many?
30 of them. Yeah. Certain,
So
yeah.
if you want to query the fields, it will query result and you can export it. There are a lot many within the workbench. You can go and check like, okay, what are the fields are there in that object? See here, there are 56 fields. What are the fields and what are the properties, whether the field is updatable or aggregatable, like some additional functionality you can go through it. But again, I will go through it like a later stage after finishing that.
Okay.
So here also we can do the insert update upset. I think I forgot to explain during the data loader. I think yeah. So there will be a topic on the data loader. Maybe we missed it during the data loader. So on the data management, I'm sure like somehow like I missed it. So Yeah, there is a workbench concept. So we missed actually this workbench. And the Excel connector, I think, yeah, still like there is some issue with that. I think we didn't cover that. So we'll go through the these two, and I will set up the Excel connector also in my systems, and then I will show you. I do have my Windows machine, so I will show you on that. And Jitterbit also, did we miss something like did we connected with Jitterbit?
No, we haven't done yet.
Okay, let's have it like another one more day. I just configured it everything. I think for weekend batch I completed it all, so including the workbench, and for them like I connected with completely like including the Jitterbit export, import, all the features.
Yeah, we are yet to do that, Sampath, the Jitterbit part.
Okay, so I just configured it like in my system itself, because yeah, I make it like handy, so I can show it to you like maybe next time. So whenever we are connecting it, I can quickly show it to you. And the same way, like for Excel sheet, I will configure it, but I didn't configure it in this Windows machine. I will configure it and then I will show it to you. So let me check one more time, like whether it's coming or not. I don't take this much time, but still. Come on. Yeah, finally. Hmm. I don't know what is the password I set. No. What password I set? Yes. Okay. So I forgot to note it down actually. So I installed all the software actually in this. So let me see. Like no.
But this call is going to end in 1 minute.
Yeah, I think yeah, it's connected. Luckily, yes. I may note it down there. Okay, so if the call is going to be end, I think like okay, I think like less than a minute it's going to be end. So shall we connect like maybe day after tomorrow, and we'll go through it like at the Jitterbit.
Yes, Sampath.
So yeah, either like we can go through it day after tomorrow, or after finishing the topic, we will have a list, and I will go through it like all the list. What are the
Okay.
pending items? Like we missed it, we will go through it one by one.
Yeah.
So not an issue. So we can make it like a one list, and within that, like I will go through it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay then. So let's connect like a day after tomorrow.
Okay.
Sampath, just one question. Like we'll have all access to all of these, like even you complete the course, right? Because like I have a big
Yeah,
backlog.
you will get an access actually. So the Gmail, all the things like you will get an access, even Salesforce org. For Salesforce org, I would say use my account. So instead of using your account, try to use my this email ID.
Okay.
The username will be this one, and do you know the password, right? So password is dec@2020. Sorry,
Okay.
NOV at
NOV.
So this is a username and password. Use this username password to access the Salesforce org, because
Okay.
sometimes I may disable your user account because for other